A Minnesota politician is dead. Another is clinging to life. The shooter, dressed like a cop. The motive, a manifesto with a 70-name hit list. The media, already picking sides. Let's get into it. Before we roll the tape, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss what the media is conveniently trying to sidestep.
Hurry up.
Breaking news out of Minnesota, where Fox News can now confirm the gunman accused of shooting two state lawmakers and their spouses has been arrested. 57-year-old Vance Bolter is accused of assassinating Democratic Minnesota State Representative Melissa Horton and her husband, and severely injuring State Senator John Hoffman and his wife. Hoffman and his wife underwent surgery, and the lawmakers' homes were less than 10 miles apart. Investigators say early yesterday morning, Bolter, dressed like a police officer, came out of Hortman's home and fired at police before escaping. We're also learning police found a list of 70 names, including other lawmakers and abortion providers in Bolter's car. That car also allegedly looked like a police car. Minnesota's Governor Tim Walz is calling the shooting a, quote, act of targeted violence.
You don't need a political degree to surmise this wasn't random. This guy wasn't just on a rampage. He had a uniform, a plan, and a target list. Melissa Horton was reportedly the only Democrat that voted with Republicans to kick illegal immigrants off of the Minnesota welfare system. Let that sink in. And yet, the media is already debating whether this was some right-wing extremist or some fringe leftist. That doesn't even matter. What matters is we've reached a point where dressing up as law enforcement to assassinate a state representative is even plausible. That's not just tragedy. It's a temperature check on where America is headed. But it gets weirder. That guy's background reads like an identity blender. He's a pastor, a protester, a security chief, and apparently a vigilante. He criticizes LGBTQ agenda, but carries around leftist protest material. He gets praise from both Democratic and Republican governors. But the media wants you to slap a MAGA sticker on him and move on. Riddle me this, Batman. If he wasn't a Trump supporter, would they still be giving his friend airtime?
I love you guys. I made some choices, and you guys don't know anything about this, but I'm going to be gone for a while. Sorry.
Take your time.
Maybe dead shortly. So I just want to let you know that I love you guys both, and I wish it hadn't gone this way. I don't want to say anything more and implicate you in any way, because you guys don't know anything about this. But I love you guys, and I'm sorry for all the trouble this has caused.
But then it gets even weirder.
What did the text say?
Already missed it. I can't read it again.
And now he can't read it again? And then it gets weirder.
A photo of your phone screen like you
Yeah, I just don't want Jenny seeing it splashed on the...
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't run it big, but
Yeah, it's all right. I read it, that's...
Okay.
And now no screenshots of the text. There is something funky smelling.
Hold up. How is this guy even reading a text message from an active crime scene? Wouldn't that phone be in an evidence locker? You try texting a goodbye before murdering a politician and see if your friends get to hop on cable news and share it like a bedtime story. And here's the kicker. When the reporter asks him to read the message again, suddenly he couldn't. And then he says, I just don't want Jenny seeing it plastered on TV. So reading it out loud on national TV is fine, but showing it as a no-go? Come on. That's either staging or covering.
Between 10 and 11 a.m. this morning, law enforcement made a traffic stop involving a vehicle carrying several relatives of Vance Bolter, including his wife. We have talked to an eyewitness who says about a dozen law enforcement squads converged on the vehicle and remained on the scene for 2 to 3 hours. We are also told by several of our sources, the vehicle contained a weapon, ammunition, cash, and passports. Now, to our knowledge, no one in that group has been arrested, just detained for questioning.
This wasn't heat of the moment. This was planned. You don't travel with ammo and foreign passports unless you're plotting something deeper. And here's what stinks. He didn't text his wife. He texted his buddy. Why? Because the wife already knew. They were probably supposed to link up again. And the media's letting it slide like she was just detained for questioning. Nah, if the roles were reversed, this coverage would look a whole lot different.
When officers arrived there, they noticed a police car in the driveway. There were lights and emergency lights on there. When they saw a man coming out of the home dressed in a fake police uniform, he even had a fake badge on. Now, when officers confronted that shooter, police say they exchanged gunfire. He somehow managed to run away and ditched his car. Police say they found a manifesto inside the car with the names of other politicians.
This wasn't some unhinged moment. This was impersonating law enforcement. This was a fake patrol car. This was a hit list. This was straight up political terrorism. But the bigger question is, where would someone like that learn that this kind of behavior is acceptable? Because when it comes to normalizing political violence, there's one side that's made a cultural pillar.
Biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
That's it right there, pulling up.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
If a conservative ever said that about Obama or Biden, it'd be national outrage for a month. But when Democrats say it, they get a book deal. They've made assassination threats into applause lines. They claim Trump is a dictator, then act like the only way to stop him is with violence. Meanwhile, their voters are struggling with mental health, fueled with rage, and told that every Republican is a Nazi. What do you think happens next? This isn't rhetoric, it's a roadmap. And now, people are following it. The bottom line is, the violence has a source, and it's not who they're blaming. This didn't start with Trump, but the obsession to destroy him at all costs, that's what's poisoning the country. They want to blame the right, but the flames are being fanned from the left through media, through culture, and unchecked rage. You don't get a 70-name hit list in a fake cop uniform overnight. This took time. This took signals. This took silence from people who should have been calling it out. And now a politician is dead, a pastor, a husband, because this country lets words become weapons. And now the damage is being done. Let me ask you a few questions. I want to hear your comments too. Why is the media giving a platform to the suspect's friend, but stayed silent during past right-wing targets? What does it say when a killer uses a police disguise and a security front to carry out a political hit? Should the wife be held accountable for the escape materials in her vehicle? Are both parties equally responsible for raising political violence, or is one party pushing it more? Thanks for watching, people. Hit that like, subscribe, and share this with someone who's finally seeing through the noise. Thank you. God bless.
Listen.